Hello everyone and welcome to our new English video. Today's lesson is going to be about phrasal verbs. The objectives of the lesson are, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand some commonly used phrasal verbs, 2. Learn how to use correctly some common phrasal verbs in English. The first question we have is that why are phrasal verbs difficult to learn? Phrasal verbs are difficult to learn maybe because they are so many of them, maybe they are so commonly used, or different in meanings, which means they have different meanings. Let's take this as an example. Put down. Put down, it can mean to place something, like in this video, or to humiliate or criticize someone, like in this picture, or to kill an animal that was sick or suffering. So first, what are phrasal verbs? A phrasal verb is a verb plus particle. Particle can be a preposition or adverb, in, on, of, at, which create a different meaning from that of the original verb. A phrasal verb is a verb plus a preposition like at, on, in, from, by, with, after, of, or plus an adverb. For example, up, down, of, out, on, away, and back, and many others. So remember that the verb and the particle have a special meaning in the sentence or in a context. Or if you have a verb alone, it has a certain meaning. But once it is with a preposition or an adverb, it became what a different and special meaning. Okay? We will understand this in this video. So remember, when you use the same verb with a different particle, the meaning changes. For example, put. If we look at the verb put here, we mean that it has only one meaning. For example, in Arabic, yada'u. But once it is used with on, it becomes this way, which means to get dressed or start wearing clothes, right? And if the same verb is used with of, we get this, for example, 13 to 24, which means to postpone a meeting. Okay? In another way, you arrange it to a later time than the time you fixed or you planned before. Good. For example, look. Here, the verb we have look. This is what we get, to look, which means to use or turn your eyes in order to see something or someone. But if it is used with for, we get this, which means to try to find something. And if it is used with up, it gets another meaning, which means to find information in a book, a map, or a dictionary. Some phrasal verbs have more than one meaning. For example, take off. Take off, it can mean remove your clothes, like in this picture or in this video. He is taking off his jacket. And it can also mean to leave the ground, like in this picture or in this video. The plane is leaving the ground now. Okay, here in this video we are going to deal with some common used phrasal verbs. We are going to see look after, bring about, appeal to, break down, put up, give off, give up, use up, pick out, and make up. These phrasal verbs, I'm going to explain them, giving their meanings, put them in examples, and use pictures which I tried to describe them best or better for you. For example, look after. Look after means to watch or care for someone or something. For example, he often looks after his little brother when his parents are away. Look after in Arabic means يعتني. Next, bring about. Bring about, look at this picture here, means to cause something to happen. For example, driving fast brings about a lot of accidents. Brings about in Arabic means يؤدي إلى أو يحدث أو يسبب. Next, appeal to. Appeal to means to interest or attract someone. For example, like in this picture, fast food doesn't appeal to me, doesn't attract me. Okay? Next picture. To break down. Break down means if a machine or a vehicle breaks down, which means it stops working. For example, his car broke down and he had to push it off the road. Okay? Next, to put up with. To put up with means to accept someone or something unpleasant in a patient way. For example, my neighbors have loud parties every night, but I don't complain. I just put up with it. Put up with يعني يتأقلم أو يتعايش. Next, to give off. To give off, to produce and send something out in the air, such as a smell, a heat, or gas. For example, factories and cars give off toxic gases. Next, to give up. Like in this picture, to give up when you stop trying to do something because you think you will never succeed, you give up. يستسلم in Arabic. For example, forget it. This is impossible. I give up. Use up. Use up, like here, unfortunately, to use all of something so that nothing is left. For example, water is being used up at an alarming rate. Pick out. To pick out means to choose one thing or person from a group, like in here. For example, she picked out a nice white dress from her closet. Makeup, like in this picture. Okay, big news. Okay, to invent something such as an excuse or story, often in order to deceive somebody, like in this one. Why I can't go to the meeting for one. For example, she made up an excuse not to go to the meeting. Now it's time for practice. Activity number 1. Here you have a chart and your job is that you are going to match the sentences, these sentences with phrasal verbs with their synonyms of phrasal verbs. Okay? Try to pause the video for a minute or two, and then once you are ready, you play the video again so that you can check your answers. We have seen all these phrasal verbs, so let's see if you can remember the meanings. Number 1. Poverty brings about social problems. What does it mean brings about? Yes, well done. Cause to happen. 2. I can't answer that puzzle. I give up. What does it mean give up? Great, which means to stop or quit an activity. 3. When Leonardo da Vinci finished the Mona Lisa, it appealed to all tastes. What does it mean appeal to? Yes, became attracted to. 4. John's car is very old. It always breaks down. Breaks down? Yes, to stop functioning. Number 5. We have to put up with the difficulties if we want to live better days. Yes, to bear or tolerate. Number 6. Chimneys or factories poison the air when they give off toxic smoke. Yes. Give of. Good job. To send or emit. 7. We look after the neighbor's cat while they're away. To look after. Good job. To take care of someone or something. 8. If we don't save water, we will use it up. Remember use up? Yes, to use all of it. 9. When shopping for watermelon, I like to pick out the biggest. What does it mean pick out? Good, to choose. Last one. My friend made up a good excuse so as to justify his absence. Made up? Yes, invented or created. Well done. Next activity. This activity is a homework. You are going to do it yourself. You fill in the blanks with the right phrasal verb from the list. We have breaks down, put up with, brought about, used up, look after, gives of. Number 1. Democracy, great change in the lives of the people. 2. When my sister goes on vacation, I, her dog. 3. The truck is very old. It, all the time. 4. I, all of the soap, so we need to buy some more. 5. That white flower, a beautiful smell. Last one. Sarah will not smoking in her house. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for your attention. See you next lesson, inshallah.